The following is a special Wayne Hills Television sports presentation.
Welcome to Tangora Field in Nutley, New Jersey, as your undefeated Patriots get ready to take on the undefeated Raiders of Nutley High School. I'm Michael Cantilli, and I'm pleased to be joined by my broadcast partners, Brandon Stone and Owen Gaddis. So last week, Wayne Hills came off a huge win against West Essex in overtime. Brandon, what did you see from that game?
Yeah, I thought their offense played amazing, putting 45 on the board. I especially want to shout out sophomore Ethan Zaharski. He scored 4 touchdowns, scoring a 60-plus yard receiving touchdown. David Van Huck also scampered in for 2 touchdowns. He leads the team with 250 receiving yards in the first 2 games. He's going to be a scary threat for Nutley tonight.
All right, Owen, what did you see from that game?
I saw a mix of success on the run game and the passing game. Obviously, they were trying to lean towards the run game a lot, but the passing game did end up giving them multiple touchdowns, large touchdowns on that. So it was very impressive play calling and use of both sides of the ball.
Yeah, and then today, the Wayne Hills Patriots will take on the Nutley Maroon Raiders, and Nutley is also 2-0, and their offense looks almost as good as Wayne Hills did last week. So, Brandon, who are some of your key players for this game today?
Well, for the Patriots, I think quarterback Mike Fitzsimmons and the pairing with James Wolfe is going to be a great combination. Both quarterbacks played very well last week. Either of them could start on any drive. Nutley has to prepare for that because they have different play styles. Wolfe, a more improvising quarterback, while Fitzsimmons plays more of a pocket passer role. Either way, Nutley's going to have a lot on their hands if they want to win tonight.
And Owen, what are you looking to see from this game today?
I'm looking not only to see, obviously, use of Ethan Zaharski, but also Van Hook. He's been very successful this year. I talked about him a lot last week. He had 4 touchdowns in the season opener. I believe 2 touchdowns last week. And he has been a very effective receiver. He's been very able to catch the ball, so I want to see him. And obviously, Zaharski had 4 touchdowns last week, so obviously for the run game, I hope to see him a lot.
Well, that about wraps it up on the field for pregame. Now let's send it back to the studio for our weekly interview segment called Breaking Tackles. Remy, take it away.
Thanks, Mike. Welcome back to Breaking Tackles. I'm Remy Schultz, and once again, I'm joined by number 9, Troy Demikoff. Troy, that was one of the most exciting Wayne Hills football games we have ever seen. Let's begin with the offense. What worked so well, and who really stepped up?
I thought we threw the ball really well with, both of our quarterbacks, James Wolfe and Mikey Fitzsimmons. And, David Van Hook had 2 receiving touchdowns. Same with Ethan Zaharski, even one on, the 4th play of the game. So we threw the ball really well. And even in the run game, Ethan Zaharski just 2 rushing touchdowns, even one to win the game in overtime. So, I think our offense just was firing on all cylinders.
Isn't Ethan a sophomore?
He is, yeah, and he's just a special player.
Wow.
And it's been a privilege to have someone like him on your team.
That's really impressive. West Essex was tough and kept coming back. What needs to improve this week on the defense?
I think definitely we just need to get off the field more and tackle better. And in the first half they started drives in our own territory. So obviously special teams, we also need to step up this week. But yeah, definitely tackling and just getting off the field.
Lastly, on last week's game, talk about your kicker and what a huge game he had.
Matt May is just an unbelievable kicker. He steps up when it matters most. Like at the end of the game to send us to overtime, he made a crunch time kick, which most kickers at high school level can't do. So props to him, and we always need him, and he always comes through.
Now let's take a look at this team from Nutley. What can we expect from this team tonight?
We can expect them to be really tough. I mean, I know Nutley doesn't have a great history, but don't get me wrong. This is a good football team we're playing tonight. 2 great receivers that will go up and get it, and a running back that's going to run really hard, and we're gonna have to play really well on defense.
Who are their key players?
Definitely their running back, Aiden Rotbaum, and receiver, Jeremiah Tirado.
Well, that's it from the studio. Now let's send it to the locker room for Coach Demikoff's pregame speech.
Last week you went the 5th quarter, and you saved the best for last. Let's finish it 4 quarters tonight. Let's finish it 2 quarters tonight. Commitment to toughness, period. That's what Wayne Hills has been known for, toughness. Let's get back to committing ourselves to toughness. We do that tonight. You're 3-0 and we're rolling. Let's go, 3-0. Every play, everything you got, all night long, punish these kids. Hills on 3, 1, 2, 3.
Welcome to Tangora Field, the home of the Maroon Raiders. I'm Michael Cantilli, joined by my partners Brandon Stone and Owen Gaddis. And we are just about ready to get this game kicked away. This is going to be the third game of the season for both teams, and the Wayne Hills Patriots and the Maroon Raiders are going to meet at midfield for the coin toss. So I believe Wayne Hills has won the coin toss. And, I mean, they will kick it off to Nutley to start things off. Great showing of respect from both teams' captains. And the Wayne Hills Patriots will kick this one away to start this game. And Wayne Hills special teams actually showed some issues last week, both on kickoff and the punting unit. So, you know, they look better later in the game, but it's going to be interesting to see coming into Nutley here, you know, to see if any of those mistakes still show through.
Yeah, this is our first look at both team special teams here. We'll see if Wayne Hills has refined some of those mistakes, as Michael mentioned, or if they continue to play sloppy.
So getting ready to kick it away is Matt May.
Back for the Raiders.
And we are underway here for the third game of the Wayne Hills season, and the Raiders will take it back, and he is reversing field, and he is brought down at the 25. Now let's take a look at defensive starters for Wayne Hills.
Troy Demikoff, School 16 Clifton.
Colin Murray, James Fallon Elementary.
Sean George, APT Elementary.
Silly Vasilopoulos, APT.
Luke Bacchione, Tunisdale Elementary.
Mona Fall, Tunisdale Elementary.
Anthony Perez, Tunisdale Elementary.
Evan Tybal, Tunisdale Elementary.
David Van Hook, Tunisdale Elementary.
Bryn Veray, Clifton Elementary School 8.
Evan Rappaport, Tunisdale Elementary.
Anthony Cuccinello, Tunisdale Elementary.
So the Wayne Hills Patriots will start on defense. The Nutley Raiders on offense. 3 players in the backfield. And that is the Nutley quarterback, number 0, Jalen Tarablo, who is going to take it himself for the sneak.
Yeah, we saw a lot of quarterback designed runs last week from West Essex, and Wayne Hills had a mixed ability to defend that. We'll see if they've worked on that in practice this week.
Yeah, so here's Nutley, 2nd and 8. Carablo is going to hand it off, but no, the ball is loose! The ball is loose, and Sean George jumps on top of it, and Wayne Hills has the football.
Yeah, it's very interesting formation from Nutley, putting 4 in the box right there.
Now let's take a look at offensive starters for Wayne Hills.
Kyle DiArgenio, the Tunisdale.
Vincent Romano, Tunisdale Elementary.
Mike Fitzsimmons, Pines Lake Elementary.
Ethan Sikorsky, Pines Lake Elementary.
James Wolf, IHM. David Van Hook, Tunisdale Elementary.
Evan Tybal, Tunisdale Elementary.
Bryn Veray, Clifton Elementary School 8.
Mona Fall, Tunisdale Elementary.
Cherno St. Paul, APT Elementary.
Evan Rappaport, Tunisdale Elementary.
Chase Canning, APT Elementary.
Anthony Cuccinello, Tunisdale Elementary.
Matthew May, the James Fallon Elementary.
Johnny Krause, Pines Lake Elementary.
Fitzsimmons and Wolf alternated, but now here's Fitzsimmons dropping back. He's going to air one out for Van Hook, and it's knocked away, but it was a great pass from Fitzsimmons.
Yeah, Van Hook having a huge game last week, getting 2 touchdowns and over 100 yards. They try to go to him right away. Unfortunately, incomplete, but you're probably going to see a lot of looks to him tonight.
So 2nd and 10 for Wayne Hills. I like the passing approach early. Fitzsimmons has a great arm, and Van Hook, he did have some room, but it was just great coverage by the defense. And now Fitzsimmons is going to stand alone in the backfield. Fitzsimmons drops back. He's going to throw a check down to Zaharski. Zaharski upfield, and he is brought down inside the 5-yard line, and Wayne Hills picks up a first down.
Yeah, it looked like a designed bubble screen for Zaharsky right there. He got a few blockers as they go in the hurry up right here.
And a quick play, and Zaharsky is going to run it up the middle, and he is stuffed at the line of scrimmage. Not much pickup there for Wayne Hills.
Yeah, you got to imagine they're going to go to Zaharsky a lot tonight, especially after the huge game he had against West Essex.
So here's Wayne Hills now, 2nd and goal. And it is Fitzsimmons and Zaharsky in the backfield. And Fitzsimmons is under pressure. He's got Van Hook, but he takes a big hit behind the line of scrimmage. And David Van Hook is brought down.
Yeah, Chris Stefelli making a huge hit right there. Only 5'7", the senior, not a huge man, but he showed a lot of power in that hit right there.
So here's Fitzsimmons now, 3rd and goal. A little bit of ground to make up. Zaharsky in motion. Fitzsimmons dropping back under pressure. He's got a man, and he is brought down for a short pickup. That is Kyle DiArgenio. And here comes the field goal unit. So Wayne Hills won't be able to capitalize off the fumble, but it will turn into Wayne Hills points.
Yeah, Finn's able to make the nice pass to Zaharsky to get the first down, but once they got it within the goal range, they get stuffed on 3 straight plays and Nutley forces a field goal.
So Matt May's going to come out and attempt the field goal. And the field goal is up, and it is good, and Wayne Hills will take the first points of the game. It's 3-0 for Wayne Hills.
Great field position. Hills able to get 3 points out of it, but you got to imagine they were looking for 6 there, especially with starting on their opponent's 20.
And there was a lot of pressure in the backfield there coming at Fitzsimmons. Great pass rush by Nutley. You definitely have to watch out for that.
So Wayne Hills Special Teams is going to come out to kick this back to Nutley after the Nutley turnover. And it's going to be interesting to see how Nutley responds to the fumble previously. It was a really just error by the offense there. Not a great defensive play. Even though Sean George was quick to get on the ball, it was just an offensive error.
Yeah, Sean George made several great stops in the backfield, as well as sacks and tackles for loss, especially at the end of last week's game. We'll see. He's already making a presence in this one. We'll see how Nutley deals with him.
And here is May, and he's going to boot it off. And there's Carabello, who is going to take it from deep in their own area. And he is brought down behind the 20-yard line.
Questionable decision to take that one out there. It could have bounced in, but he decided to go for it. Wasn't exactly to the 20, but it was all right.
They seem to be using Carabello in a variety of roles, like almost like a Taysom Hill. He's played QB, taking the snap to start. He also kick returns. We'll see how they use him in this one.
Yeah, I believe Brady King is their primary quarterback, number 7. And here's Brady King under center. Warrington in motion, and that is number 22, Aiden Rodabon. And he's going to get a decent pickup of about 6.
Yeah, more traditional formation for Nutley here after stacking the box with 4 players in the first drive.
Yeah, so here's King under center. Another motion, and there's Rodbon with the carry, and he's going to reverse field, and I believe he's going to be just short. of that first down marker, and it's going to be 3rd down for Nutley.
Third and 5, you have to wonder, are they going for another run play like they have been recently, or will they try to switch it up?
Yeah, so even though Nutley has only used about 4 plays here, they haven't even decided to even attempt to pass the ball. It's been all run plays. But here's King now filing a shotgun, and Rotbaum is lined up to his left in the backfield. And that is going to be a false start, I believe, on Nutley. Just a little mental error for the Maroon Raiders there, as they're going to be backed up to about 3rd and 9, 3rd and 10.
Yeah, that really changes the play from a 3rd and medium where you can maybe run the ball to now a 3rd and 9, which is likely a passing situation. Let's see Brady King's arm in action right here.
Wayne Hills has too many guys on the field, but he just gets off. And here's King now in shotgun formation, and he's going to drop back to pass. He's under pressure. He's going to step up. He's going to fire one over the middle. He's got a man. That's number 5, Jeremiah Tirado, and he's still up. He is inside the 30, and he is brought down for a huge gain for Nutley.
Yeah, he had him wide open, and a great block by Dom Bach at the end of the play to get him some more yards. Completely flips the field.
Yeah, Brady King showed major composure in the pocket there. He stepped up and made a great pass over the middle.
Yeah, Sean George had a lot of pressure on him, but he was unable to get the QB, and King was able to fire one downfield.
3rd and 10 were definitely a scary moment for them, but they were obviously able to capitalize very well.
So here's King now, going back under center. Rotbaum lined up behind him, and it's a pitch play to Rotbaum, and he is going to he stays on his feet and actually dives for a little bit of a pickup. He's going to get about 5 on that play.
Yeah, we've seen Rotbaum in a few plays here. He seems to be Nutley's key guy that they want to get the ball to a lot. So let's see how they continue to use him in this one, as he gets a lot of runs early in this one.
So here are the Raiders in great field position. Wayne Hill's defense with their backs against the wall here. And King will go back under center. And it's another run play to Rotbaum, and he is going to break to the outside, and he makes a man miss, and he's into the end zone. That is a touchdown for the Raiders.
Yeah, Rotbaum on the outside completely broke the tackle attempt and gets into the end of the scamper for 6 as Nutley reclaims the early lead.
It almost looked like he first tried to go to the inside, but saw that outside look, looking very confident in that. He was able to make that run. Great job by him.
Yeah, great play for the Raiders, great drive, and now here is the special teams unit to kick the extra point. And that point is up, and it's good, and the Raiders will strike back against Wayne Hills, making the lead now 7-3.
So Wayne Hill's defense had a good first position, forcing the early fumble, but unfortunately not able to replicate the success in the second one, giving up a touchdown in about 6 plays.
So Wayne Hills will get the ball back after giving up a touchdown, and there's about 5.5 minutes here to go in the first quarter. Still plenty of football to be played, still lots of plays to be made. It's just going to be interesting to see how this game unfolds.
Yeah, I mean, it should be a good one. Both teams undefeated coming to this one. Someone's record's going to get snapped, and someone will continue their streak to 3-0.
So here's Dollagon to kick away kickoff, and there is St. Paul back to receive, and it's a relatively short kick, and St. Paul has some room. St. Paul's breaking up the field, makes a man miss, and he's going to be brought down but not before getting to the 45. And Nutley thinks that there was a fumble, but the refs are saying his knee was down. So the Wayne Hills Patriots will have great field possession on their second possession of the game.
Yeah, Cherno St. Paul really turned on the Jets, especially about the 15-yard line, able to get into a second burst of speed that got him a great return. Now Wayne Hills has the field position almost at midfield to start this drive.
So Wayne Hills continuing to alternate quarterbacks here. Now here's Wolf and Rappaport in the backfield. So here's Wolf. He's going to hand it off to no, he's going to keep it himself. Wolf is going to break upfield, and he's going to get a first down, and Wayne Hills moves the chains. Excuse me, he's not going to get a first down. It's actually still going to be a second. Oh, no, it is a first down. The refs faked me out.
Surprising look there. Wayne Hills isn't known for quarterback carries that often. I think last week they had one, so surprising they went with that, but it turned out very well for them.
That's the kind of play you get from James Wolf. He's a more mobile quarterback.
So here's Wolf and Rappaport, and he's going to give it to Rappaport. And Rappaport has some room and not enough, and he's going to pick up around 4 or 5.
Yeah, Chris Cifelli forcing the tackle from the legs. He made the big hit earlier. He's looking to be a big defensive star tonight for Nutley. Plays safety, 5'7", 130-pound senior.
So here's Hills now, moving the ball a little bit. Started with the great kickoff return from Cherno St. Paul, and now they are inside enemy territory here. So 2nd and 4. I believe Saharski is now checked into the game at running back, and Wolf is in the backfield with him. Wolf dropping back to pass under a little bit of pressure. Stays calm. He's got a man, but it is just overthrown and incomplete. But it was still a great look by the Wayne Hills Patriots.
Yeah, Mo Mughal of Nutley all over him on that one. Maybe looking for a little contact, but he didn't get the call. Now it's 3rd down.
Yeah, so an interesting 3rd and 4 coming up here for Hills. They have the power with the running backs, but they also have the arms on the quarterbacks. They really can go either way here, but it's going to be interesting to see what they do. So here's Wolf now. I believe Saharski is lined up next to him, and they are going to hand it off to Saharski, and he's going to be wrapped up behind the line of scrimmage for a loss, and Wayne Hills is going to have to punt it away.
4th and 8 here. It was a manageable play there, but he ended up getting blown up in the backfield.
Yeah, he really had no chance there. Already 4 guys on him, Zaharski, as soon as he got the ball.
So here's Van Hook ready to punt it away. And Van Hook is going to punt it back to the Maroon Raiders, and they're going to let it go into the end zone. And they are going to have the possession at the 20-yard
Make sure to look out for Brady King on this one. He was slotting in at quarterback, receiver, running back. He seems to be a little trickster, kind of a joker on this team for Nutley.
So here's King now back under center. They love the under center movements. A run-heavy team here, even though they had the big pass play. And King is actually going to keep it himself. It's play action. And that is Zahir Warrington, who is going to pick up at least 15 or 20 on that one.
Yeah, they ran a rollout pass there, faked the pitch, rolled out to the left, and able to get the completion on the run to Warrington. Wayne Hills couldn't get in that position, and they pick up 15 yards.
So a little bit of play action we saw there. We haven't seen a lot of play action from Wayne Hills or West Essex in the last game, but here he is back under center. And he's going to give it back to Robbaum, who is going to be brought down after a short game.
Robbaum today has great yards after contact. He seems to be trouble to get onto the floor. Wayne Hill's definitely looking to find a way to pull him down.
Yeah, I believe the announcers in the booth have the wrong roster. So in case you hear us, calling players' names and they don't sound like the announcers in the booth are saying those names, I think they have the wrong rosters because we called the game last week. So hopefully we know what we're talking about. But now here they go, and that is Carabolo back in the backfield, and there is a flag, and I believe it's going to be offsides, and the Maroon Raiders are going to have to back it up.
Yeah, stacking the box again with 4. Formation we saw early in this one. On the second play they tried that, they fumbled without contact. So they're trying that formation again, and there they had Weatherton running out to the right with some pre-snap motion. Unfortunately, offense got a bit confused, causing the false start.
So here's Carabolo back in the backfield. They're stacking the box again, once again with 4. And Carabolo's going to take it himself, and he's going to make a man miss, and he's got a lot of room. He's at the sideline, and he is inside the 30-yard line, and he might take it all the way, but he will not. He is finally brought down after a huge pickup.
2 big runs so far for Nutley. I'm sorry, the first one was a pass, but there's 2 big plays for Nutley today. You have to watch those deep looks, and also we have to get these guys on the ground before they can really take off.
Yeah, Carvalho slicing through the defense, able to get all the way down the field. Almost got in for 6 without David Van Hook making the tackle at the end of the play.
So we're going to stick with Carabolo here in the backfield. And once again, stacking the box with 4. It worked on the last play. Why won't it work again? And here's Carabolo. And he's going to be brought down after a short game.
Yeah, trying the same play again. If it's not broke, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But he's able to only get 2 on that one. Wayne Hill's defense tightening up.
So here's King coming now back to the huddle, and it looks like they're going to go with the traditional quarterback here. So Nutley continuing to use their under center action. And hands it off to Robbaum, and he is met at the line of scrimmage. And that is a great play by the Wayne Hills defense.
Yeah, I think that was Luke Bacchioni being first to make that tackle. Absolutely stuffed at the line, no chance, and brings up 3rd and goal here.
Seems very back and forth with the Wayne Hills defense. They're making good stops, but also letting up big plays. They kind of have to channel that energy from that plays like that right there to kind of the full game.
So here are the Raiders now. 2nd and goal. King in the shotgun. He's going to roll out his play action, and he's got a man, and he is going to be brought down short of the end zone. Oh, it was actually incomplete. I think that pass was intended for Max Forster.
Yeah, tried the rollout again. The play they got 15 yards earlier this drive. Unfortunately, unable to make that completion there, and now they have to bring out the field goal unit on 4th and goal.
So here are the Raiders now to attempt the field goal. It is good, but it was nearing left.
Yeah, snuck in there.
It's now a 10-3 deficit for the Patriots with about 30 seconds to go in the first quarter.
Yeah, snuck in the left up right there as Wayne Hill's deficit grows to 7. We'll have to see their offense try to get something going here as both their first 2 drives didn't get much yardage.
So Wayne Hills will get the ball back with 30 seconds to go here in this first quarter. And it's going to be interesting to see how the Patriots do, just on this possession in general. They've had their moments where they've advanced the ball, they've gotten some first downs, but yet again, this Nutley defense has done a great job of containing both the run and the pass. They had the fumble and they contained them perfectly, and then Wayne Hills had the huge kickoff return, which was eventually brought down after only about 1 first down. But here is Hills now getting the football.
St. Paul with a big return on the first kickoff of the game. Let's see if he can do it again.
So Wayne Hills will get the ball back, and there is Van Hook to get it, and Van Hook is going to take the ball back, and he takes a big hit, but not before getting past the 25-yard line.
Yeah, that's Jameel Lewis, 5'8" senior on the big hit. So he pins the Hills back deep in their own territory. As it'll likely be Fitzsimmons if they continue the rotation here at QB for Hills.
Yes, and I believe they will, and it should be Fitzsimmons coming out to end the first quarter here for the Patriots. So here's Fitzsimmons and Zaharski in the backfield. And he's going to hand it off to Zaharski, and Zaharski's going to advance field, and he's going to make a man miss, and he is going to pick it up for about a medium gain of about 7 or 8.
Yeah, Zaharski with a textbook juke move right there, made a defender miss and able to get a big pickup to make it 2nd and short for the Patriots.
Yeah, so that is going to be the end of the first quarter, and tonight's broadcast has been brought to you by the following: Catalyst, Performance and Rehab, and The Grove. For all your catering and special event needs, call 973-239-0270. And by Alliance Performance, the official performance and recovery sponsor of Wayne Hills football, helping our athletes stay strong, recover fast, and play their best. Alliance Performance, where champions are made. So with the conclusion of the first quarter, Owen, what did you see out of that first quarter from both teams?
Well, I saw a very strong performance by the Nutley offense, making multiple big plays, trying to keep the ball in the Wayne Hills half the whole game.
So Wayne Hills is going to come immediately out. Short first quarter break there, and Wayne Hills now has the ball. 2nd and about 4 at the start of the second quarter. Van Hook in motion, and Van Hook's going to take it on the sweep. Van Hook is going to break to the outside, and he's going to get the first down and a little bit more.
Great use of the stiff arm there. He made sure that his gain was extended there with that arm push on the DB there trying to get the tackle.
So Wayne Hill's going no huddle, and Fitzsimmons going to drop back to pass. He is going to fire, and that's DiArgenio, who's going to pick up, and they can't bring him down, but they will after a pickup of about 7 or 8 for Wayne Hills.
Yeah, DiArgenio with the 2nd catch of the game. We didn't see him much last week, but let's see if he has a bigger impact in this one.
So Wayne Hills moving the ball a little bit. 1st and 10, just inside their opponent's territory. Fitzsimmons breaking the huddle, and that's Zaharski back in the backfield with him. Fitzsimmons gives it to, no, he's going to keep it himself, but he is met at the line of scrimmage, and I believe that's a loss, and his helmet comes off.
Yeah, a little extracurricular action there from Nutley, but no flag on the play as Fitzsimmons comes to the sideline.
Yeah, so this Nutley defense has done a great job stopping the run game. There have been a few, medium to average pickups for Wayne Hills, but other than that, Nutley has been huge on the run game. But now here's James Wolf checking into the game, and he will enter the backfield with Ethan Zaharski. Here's Wolf back to pass. He's got it to Kyle DiArgenio, and DiArgenio's going to break up the sideline. They can't bring it. DiArgenio thought he stayed in bounds, but the ref throws him out of bounds. DiArgenio thought he was going to take it to the house, but he is going to be stepped out of bounds, but not after a huge pickup for Wayne Hills.
And no matter if he did get into the end zone or not, he still had an amazing play there to get the ball downfield.
Yeah, DiArgenio, each catch getting longer than the last. He's poised to have a huge day at this rate.
So here is Wolf and Zaharski in the backfield. Wolf is going to keep it himself, a little play action here, and he has got DiArgenio again. Makes a man miss, and he's going to stretch out for a little bit more of a gain, and it's going to be second and about 5 or 6 or 3. Second and 3.
Yeah, they're really getting DiArgenio involved early here. Let's see if they go back to him on this play or they mix it up a bit. They haven't ran the ball in a few plays after Mike Fitzsimmons got absolutely stuffed around midfield. We'll see if they give it to Zaharski or keep it with Wolf.
So here's Wolf, and he's going to hand it off to Zaharski, and he's going to be breaking it to the sideline, and he is brought down, but not after picking up the first down and a little bit more for Wayne Hills.
Yeah. Wayne Hills is showing their depth on all cylinders of the game here. Multiple running backs making big plays. Many receivers over these past couple weeks have been putting in great effort here, so they definitely have great depth on this varsity team this year.
So here is Wayne Hills now in the red zone. Wolf in the backfield, and he's going to drop back. He's got DiArgenio again, and he is brought down after another completion to DiArgenio, and it's going to be second and about 3 or 4.
Yeah, they did not play press coverage on DiArgenio there, meaning he had 5 or 6 yards to run open in the field. Therefore, he was able to get the catch. You got to wonder why Nutley left him that open after multiple catches on this drive.
So Wayne Hills driving on this possession now. Their offense is starting to click like it was last week. Here is Wolf, Van Hook, and Foray lined up on the outside. Van Hook, a little motion action. Zaharski's going to get the ball. He's going to break to the outside, and there is a flag down after a pickup of about 3. And we're going to wait to see what the ruling is from the ref. And it's going to be a holding against Wayne Hills. And that's going to back things up for Wayne Hills, and that potentially could be a drive killer.
Yeah, now it goes from 2nd and 5 to now about 2nd and 15. So they have to definitely change their play, look deeper into their playbook. Maybe they could get about 7 or 8 on this one if they want to set up a third and manageable.
Yeah, so here's Hills now, 2nd and 15. Wolf is alone in the backfield.
Nutley blitzing.
Wolf airs one out for Van Hook. He's got him! Touchdown, Wayne Hills! That's David Van Hook! What a pass from James Wolf!
Yeah, his 7th touchdown in the season, but James Wolf lays it in perfectly, right over the fenders, gets him on the fade, and he gets in for the score, and they're an extra point away from tying this game.
That was a wonderful throw there, wonderful catch by Van Hook. He had to look over his shoulder, kind of a weird angle to catch it at. I've known many people who aren't able to kind of look over his shoulder and get that, kind of secure the ball on a catch like that. So great job by both the quarterback and the receiver there.
Yeah, so that was a great play by both quarterback James Wolf and receiver David Van Hook, and that is May to absolutely drill the extra point. And we have a tied game with about 8.5 minutes to go here in the first half.
Yeah, that completely changed the tail of the game for Wayne Hills. Right in the beginning, they looked like they were struggling. Another 3 and out, and Nutley might have been able to get a huge lead on them. But right there, Wayne Hills strikes back. DiArgenio making several amazing catches on that drive, one for about 50 yards, and then David Van Hook finishing it off with the over-the-shoulder receiving touchdown.
Absolute fantastic drive for Wayne Hills, and now they will tie the game at 10 points. So here's the Wayne Hills special teams to give the Maroon Raiders the ball back. May getting ready to boot this one away and give the Raiders the ball. So May kicks it off, and it's going to be into the end zone, and Wayne Hills Nutley is going to have the ball at the 20-yard line.
It's time for this Wayne Hills defense to prove that they can stop these big plays by Nutley. They've had 2 already, and hopefully Wayne Hills can kind of get some composure and stop these plays from happening.
Yeah, they allowed a big play on that previous drive, but they were able to tighten up in the red zone and force 3. We'll see if they can maintain that defensive prowess at the beginning of the drive on this one.
Yeah, so since the fumble on the opening drive for Nutley, Wayne Hills has been unable to stop any scores. And here is Carabolo, who's going to hand it off to number 5, that's Tirado. And he's brought down after a short gain.
Yeah, Tirado looked like he lost his footing in the backfield right there. Wayne Hills able to get the tackle and 4 second and long.
So 2nd and 9 for Nutley now, and I believe they're going to stop stacking the box and put Brady King in. Of course I'm wrong. King is actually lined up at the top of your screen, and here's Carabolo doing it himself. He's got a pretty big hole, and he is going to be brought down, I believe, short of the first down marker.
Yeah, Bacchioni hanging on to his leg right there, but able to pull him down. Caraballo definitely seems to have a lot of running ability, as he spent a few plays in the Wildcat on this drive.
So 3rd and 4 for the Raiders now. It could potentially be a huge stop for the Patriots here if they were to stop the Raiders on this drive and get the ball back with about 7 minutes to go here in this first half. Still a lot of time, but Wayne Hills getting the ball back with a lot of time may be what they need. And Nutley, I believe, is going to use a timeout, and the Wayne Hills and Nutley players will review things with their coaches.
Yeah, big play coming up right here, a big 3rd down. Even though it's only the first half, this game seems closely contested. Every drive matters, so Nutley wants to make sure they have the right play in store.
Nutley has been coming out with a lot of wide receivers in run plays here. A lot of trickery by Nutley. Very creative playbook there. I have to compliment them on that.
Now they will break the huddles and come back to Nutley on offense. And it's finally King in at the quarterback position with Rotbaum lined up next to him in the backfield. 3rd and 4. Could potentially be a huge stop for Wayne Hills. Brady King back to pass. He is under pressure, and he is brought down by number 9, Troy Demikoff.
Demikoff got in the backfield, made contact with him. King avoided at first, but his fate was sealed. He takes him down.
It looked like King had spun out of it at first, but it looks like Troy was able to get a hand on him and bring him down, and that is going to be a huge loss for Nutley, and they are going to punt it away. So here is Nutley punting it away. There's Zaharski and Van Hook there to receive the punt. And it's up, and Zaharski signals a fair catch. And Wayne Hills will have pretty good field position now with just about half of the second quarter left to play.
So Wayne Hills got some good field position starting beyond midfield here. Let's see if they can make good with it.
Yeah, great field positioning here. definitely prime time for them to try to get a touchdown or even set up a nice field goal here.
Well, so here's Hills now. Fitzsimmons on the field with Rappaport. Van Hook, St. Paul lined up at the outside. DiArgenio, but it's Fitzsimmons back to pass. Fitzsimmons is going to air one out for Verret. He's got it! What a great catch by Braden Verret.
Held it in his fingertips. Had to hesitate to make the catch, but he gets it, and now Hills is hurrying up.
Fitzsimmons placed that ball perfectly right into where the DB couldn't reach to. Great throw, great catch, overall great offensive play.
So Wayne Hills no huddle here, and it's Fitzsimmons back to pass again. It's intercepted. It was overthrown. And it is intercepted by number 5, Tirado.
Yeah, off the hurry up, looking for David Van Hook on the slant route, just barely overthrown and picked off. Now, Nutley gets the ball at about their own 30 as Hills squanders a red zone opportunity.
Yeah, so that was not the game plan for Wayne Hills. That is a huge mistake by the Wayne Hills offense. And now Nutley has the ball with a lot of time to potentially take the lead. So here's King, and he is going to pitch it to Rotbaum, and he's going to be bottled up after a gain of about 3 or 4. So here is the Nutley offense coming back onto the field after the interception, and Brady King is under center, 2nd and about 7, hands it off to Rotbaum, and he is met at the line of scrimmage. He's going to pick up maybe 1 or 2, and it's going to bring up a 3rd and long for the Raiders.
Yeah, I believe that was Colin Murray on the stop, and he tackles Rottenbaum way back at around the line of scrimmage. So now it's 3rd and medium to long for Nutley.
So he was actually able to pick up about 3 or 4 yards on the play. So it's going to be about 3rd and medium. It looked like he was bottled up at the line of scrimmage, but he was actually able to escape and pick up some pretty good yardage. And now here is Nutley, 3rd and about 5 or 4. Here's Brady King back to pass, play action. He is under pressure, and he is brought down, and he is sacked. And that, I believe that was Sean George and company bringing him down.
Yeah, they tried to throw a block right there, but it didn't work. Sean George able to scamper into the backfield, as Wayne Hills has done a great job today getting in there and getting sacks.
Last week, they had problems with the running game, problems with getting rushers in. This week, completely flipping the script here. They've been doing a great job with the run defense and overall D-line area.
So about under 3.5 minutes here to play in the first half. Wayne Hills has a little bit of time to get back in scoring position. It's a bit of a short punt, and he kicks it out of bounds at around the 50.
So here comes Hills again. They had a great play to Brandon Verret early on the drive, but unfortunately they threw a pick right in the red zone. Now they get another chance starting at about midfield.
Yeah, so Wolf should come in at quarterback here, and he will. Wolf and Zaharski looking to get back some points that were stolen from them. So here's Wolf in the shotgun. He is going to keep it himself, but he's going to escape. And he's going to make a man miss. And he turns a loss into about a gain of 4 for Wayne Hills.
Yeah, there's Wolf's mobility being shown off again. He's able to break a few tackles in a play that looked completely broken and salvage some yards out of it.
What a strong play by Wolf. Just bouncing off defenders left and right. No one can get him down. Surprising to see by a quarterback, but insanely impressive.
So Wayne Hills should be mindful of the time right now. They have about 2.5 minutes to go. The clock is running, and Wayne Hills, I believe, has all 3 timeouts. And here's Zaharski, who's met at the line of scrimmage, and he's going to get nothing or a loss of 1 or 2.
Yeah, Zaharski got fouled up right there. No, he's still expecting the run.
So 3rd and medium now for the Patriots. The last thing Hills wants to do, and the clock is still running, let me mind you, we're under 2 minutes to play, but the last thing Hills wants to do is give the ball back to Nutley with a little bit of time and have Nutley strike before the end of the first half. And Wayne Hills should get the ball to start the second half. Here's Wolf back to pass. He's gonna find D'Argenio, and he is gonna get the first down. And Wayne Hills is going to have a first down, and the clock is going to stop with 1.5 minutes to go here in the first half.
Yeah, D'Argenio has played extremely well so far. We'll see if they go quickly, or we're trying to waste some time before halftime right here. As a reminder, Wayne Hills does get the ball to start the second half.
Yeah, so here is Hills now. 1st and 10 from about the 30-yard line. Here is Wolf. He is going to hand it off to Zaharski, and Zaharski is brought down, but not after getting a gain of about nothing or 2.
Yeah, Cifelli once again on the initial contact. He's been strong today for Nutley.
So interesting here, Wayne Hills, I think, either has 2 or 3 timeouts right now, but the clock is still running, and the first half is going to end in about 1 minute. So Wayne Hills really needs to hurry up here or use a timeout. A little confused on the play calling here. Here's Wolf now. We're just under 50 seconds. Wolf back to pass under pressure. He has got Zaharski, who goes nowhere. And the clock is still running.
Yeah, Devin Telside blowing that play up. A huge crack against Zaharski, blowing it up at the line. And this brings up 3rd and long for the Patriots with about 30 seconds to go. And the clock is still running.
Yeah, so Wayne Hills actually used a timeout there, but it will be 3rd and long for Wayne Hills. They're going to talk things over and see if they can pick up a first down here.
Definitely hopeful for, obviously, a first down. A first down here would put them almost in the red zone or in the red zone. And obviously that is prime time for a touchdown. They really want a touchdown here to give them that 7-10 lead into halftime and then receive the ball. And if they can respond again, that gives them a 14-point lead and a very manageable lead is that.
Yeah, but even if they pick up the first down, they do not have a lot of time to squander any opportunities. It's got to be a score immediately type of situation. But here's Wayne Hills now. Wolf and Zaharski in the backfield. And Wolf is going to be dropping back to pass. He's got a lot of time, but he's under pressure. He escapes play action. And at the sideline, he is going to throw it away and wastes about 10 seconds there for Hills, and it's going to be 4th and 7.
Yeah, Wolf gets your rights right there in the backfield, but he's able to be soon out of it, get to the sideline, make the smart play by throwing it away, and give them a chance to score a field goal instead of forcing something downfield.
So with about no time to go in the first half, I believe the Wayne Hills offense is going to stay on the field because they're in that awkward territory where it's going to be a very long field goal, about 45, maybe a little bit longer. But they're also in that territory where if you punt it away, Nutley would still get the ball at the the 20 were opposed to the 30 if Wayne Hills were to turn it over here on downs.
Yeah, 4th and long. Let's see what they have in their bag of tricks.
So here's Wolf now. He's going to drop back to pass. Got a little bit of pressure, and it sails out of bounds. So a turnover on downs there for Wayne Hills, but not a lot of time for Nutley to really get anything done. 17 seconds here in the first half.
Keep in mind the amount of timeouts that Nutley does have. I do believe they have all 3 currently.
I think they have 2. I think they used one at the end of the first or the beginning of the second.
That is right. Yeah, they did use a timeout. So they still have 2, so they can maybe get down the field, take those timeouts. We'll see.
Yeah, so not a lot of time for Nutley here, but here is King under center. I believe they're just going to run it out. Yeah, they're going to go in with a QB kneel. And that is going to, I think, wrap up the first half. It will. And that is going to be the first half. It is 10-10. We are tied here at Nutley. And the first half has been brought to you by the following: Catalyst Performance and Rehab, and The Grove. For all your catering and special event needs, call 973-239-0270. Big thanks to Alliance Performance, the official performance and recovery sponsor of Wayne Hills football, supporting our athletes on and off the field. Alliance Performance, fueling the future of champions. That's the first half. Wayne Hills TV will be back for the second half.
Gentlemen, please welcome the Wayne Hills cheerleaders. Let's go Hills!
Welcome back to the Nutley football game, and I'm here joined with the basketball coach, Coach Grimes. So, Coach, what have you seen so far from, both teams in the first half?
I think it's been a really gritty first half. Back and forth a little bit. Didn't really expect both defenses to be as stout as they've been. Was nice to see David Van Hook get in the end zone late. But, yeah, it's been a great high school football game and a really great atmosphere. So, excited to see what comes here in the second half.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. What are you, what do you want to see from this Wayne Hills team as the season progresses?
you know what? Listen, they're 2-0 right now. For me, it's like I just love what Coach Demikoff is doing. Coach Demikoff and I came in the same year, and it's really all been about culture. Like, this looks like Wayne Hills football from past and now present. Just want to see them stay together, really, and continue doing what they're doing. What a great win last week at West Essex. So, you know, let's just get the ball going here early in the third quarter and try to go get 3 and just keep it day to time.
Yeah, I agree. It's going to be interesting to see what Wayne Hills does this season. So that's all for us here at halftime, and we will be back up in the booth. Welcome back to the second half of action between Nutley and Wayne Hills. The game is tied at 10-10. But before we start the second half, tonight's broadcast has been brought to you by the following: Catalyst Performance and Rehab, and The Grove for all your catering and special event needs. Call 973-239-0270. Alliance Performance is proud to support Wayne Hills football as the official performance and recovery sponsor. From building strength to speedy recovery, Alliance Performance keeps our athletes performing at their best all season long. Because when you train harder and recover smarter, you play stronger. Alliance Performance, fueling the future of champions. And here is Nutley to kick the ball off to Wayne Hills. So Wayne Hills receiving the second half kickoff. Could be a turning point in the game if they could get a score here and take the lead by striking first in the second half. And the kick is up. It's a little bit short, and Van Hook is going to take it. Makes a man miss, and he's got the sideline. He's goes up the sideline, and he gets a huge gain, getting past the 50-yard line. What a run from David Van Hook.
Yeah, a great way to come out of halftime firing, and they get the ball out to midfield to start this first drive of the second half.
Special teams last week was definitely an issue for Wayne Hills, but this week, as I said earlier, completely flipping the script. Great special teams job. Returning has been wonderful all day, really.
Yeah, so here is Wayne Hills now. Fitzsimmons starting the second half with Rappaport in the backfield. Canning, Van Hook lined up on the outside. And it's Rappaport taking himself. He gets a pretty sizable gain there, and I believe he will be just short of the first down.
Yeah, Rapport's have a few good carries in this one.
So here is Wayne Hills, second and about 3. Wayne Hills in enemy territory. Great field position to start the second half. Foray lined up at the top of your screen, and Fitzsimmons the handoff to Rappaport again, and Rappaport barreling through, and that will be a first down for Wayne Hills. And Wayne Hills will move the chains here in enemy territory.
Yeah, Rappaport with the second consecutive carry, and he's picked up a first down over those 2 carries for Wayne Hills.
First and 10, Wayne Hills up to 36.
So here is Hills now from the 35. Fitzsimmons hands it off again. Rappaport has a big hole, makes a man miss. He's got a hurdle, and he is brought down at the 15-yard line. A huge run from Evan Rappaport.
3 consecutive runs, 3 sizable, good gains here. This last one obviously being the best of the 3. A great hurdle to finish that run, and a great run by Rappaport, finding a hole, finding a way to kind of split between the defenders. Great job.
He was juking and hurling defenders all over on that one. Nutley barely got him down, barely stopped the 6.
So here's Hills now with great field possession in the red zone. Fitzsimmons, the pass to Van Hook. Van Hook dancing a little bit, but he breaks to the outside. He's still on his feet. And he is brought down just short of the end zone. And a great run by David Van Hook. It's first and goal for the Patriots.
Yeah, Van Hook looked dead to rights right there, but he able to get some yards after the carry, dodging defenders on the right sideline, getting about 7 or 8 yards after the catch.
So the Wayne Hills is at the 5 now, knocking on the door of the end zone. And here is Fitzsimmons. Rappaport lined up behind him. And Rappaport takes it himself, and that is a touchdown, Wayne Hills. Evan Rappaport with a huge drive led by, well, Evan Rappaport.
Yeah, Evan Rappaport taking 4 of the 5 plays on that one, and he did a great job getting them from a little over the 50 all the way to the end zone in just 4 plays. So Wayne Hills gets an early lead in the second half, 16-10.
Yeah, so Wayne Hills strikes first, and they will come onto the field to kick the extra point to make this a 7-point deficit for Nutley. May, the point is up, and it is good. And Wayne Hills leads 17-10 early in the first half.
Yeah.
We were talking about hopefully trying to get a touchdown before halftime. Didn't quite work out, but they make up for it here on their first drive, getting this early lead in the second half.
So Wayne Hills will give the ball back to Nutley, as Nutley will have their first offensive possession of the half.
Yeah, Nutley hasn't touched the ball in a while. Wayne Hills had the ball to end the first and to begin the second. So let's see how Nutley's offense does with some rest.
Yeah, that's a good point. Nutley receivers and quarterback Brady King might be coming off the bench a little rusty, as they have been resting for a while.
We'll also see if they use Jalen Caballero in the backfield again. He had a couple of big plays in the first.
So here is May to kick the ball back to Nutley. And it's a great kick into the end zone. And it's going to be Nutley at the 20. So Wayne Hills' defense has done a relatively good job all game. Their only killer has been big plays downfield, which has totally shifted this game. Caraballo in at quarterback, but he's gonna QB sneak it himself, and he is taken down trying to reverse fields. I don't believe he's gonna get a lot of yards there, about 2 or 3.
Yeah, a big hit right there by the Puyos for Hills. Looked like a big contact was coming, but neither shied away from it, and Vasapieros is able to take him to the ground.
So 2nd and 9 here for Nutley, backed up in their own end. And here is, it's still going to be Caraballo in at quarterback. So Caraballo hands it off to Rotbaum, and Baum stays on his feet, and he's brought down after getting a first down.
Yeah, Rottenbaum had a few big plays in the first half, and this is our first look at him in the second. He looks like he's going to pick up right where he left off, getting 8, 9, 10 yards a gain.
This Wayne Hills defense, a stop here would mean a huge shift in momentum. They have the lead, but a stop here could give them the ball back, and potentially they could add to this lead. But nonetheless, Nutley is driving a little bit here. 1st and 10. Caraballo is going to keep it himself, and he is met by a wall of Patriot defenders after a gain of about 3.
Yeah, gave it to the running back right there, but not much doing. I'm sorry, that was cover Rallo.
So we are just under the 8-minute mark here in the 3rd quarter. Nutley with the ball. Caraballo is still in at quarterback. Rob Baum lined up back with him in the backfield. And Caraballo is actually going to pass. He airs one out deep downfield, and it's way out of bounds. An incomplete pass. Great coverage from number 1, Vasily Vasilopoulos.
Yeah, Tirado and Vasilopoulos, a little hand contact there, a little hand play. No call, though. Bring up third down. That was the first pass that Cabarello's made in this one. We'll see if he continues to drop back, because on most possessions, or most plays where he's gotten the ball, he's just run it.
So third and about long here. I think it's 3rd and 7 as Nutley, I think, will bring Brady King in to try and advance and get a first down, and they will. So King alone in the backfield. Wayne Hills trying to get a huge stop here. King, high snap, but drops back. He's gonna air one out downfield, and he does not have a man. Incomplete, and Nutley will be forced to punt it away.
Yeah, right there, throws it to no man's land. Looked like he was looking for a Don Bach, the tight end, but Braden Veray able to get there in coverage and make the stop. Bring up, I believe, is 4th down. There's a holding call that's declined, so yes, it will bring up 4th down.
So, like Brandon said, there was a penalty on that play, but it will not affect the Patriots as they will get the ball back. So there is Zaharski and Van Hook to catch the punt. Green Hills will have the ball back. And Zaharski signals the fair catch, but it bounces off his helmet, and Van Hook, quick reaction time, immediately jumps on the ball. I almost jinxed it there. I said Wayne Hills was getting the ball back, but I never said it would be for long.
Yeah, Van Hook able to be in the right place at the right time and get on that ball, saving what would have been a costly turnover for the Patriots.
Dangerous play there. You can't let that ball get out of your hands, especially bouncing off the helmet. Very dangerous. Good job by Van Hook to get onto the ball. There's the special teams issues we did talk about. Hopefully they can recover from that.
So 7 minutes here to go in the third quarter. Wayne Hills with a 1 touchdown lead as they have the ball at the 38-yard line. Wolf in at quarterback. Zaharski lined up to his right in the backfield. And it's Wolf back to pass, and that was a great play made by Caraballo as he tipped the ball at the line of scrimmage. Wolf was looking for Zaharski on the check down.
I mean, what can't Caraballo do? He can run it, he can throw it, he can return it, he can play defensive end, he can tip a pass. He has been all over the field for the Maroon Raiders tonight.
All right, so here is Wolf now. St. Paul lined up alone on the outside, but Wolf is going to hand it off to Zaharski, who has a huge hole, and he's going to get a first down and a little bit more. Wayne Hills picks up the first down after the incomplete pass.
Yeah, Zaharski first the ball off his helmet, then the ball falling out of his hand, but right there he's able to redeem himself with a 15-yard run, getting the first down and getting the ball to midfield for the Patriots.
So Wayne Hills just inside enemy territory. They are at the 49. So here is Wolf and Zaharski lined up in the backfield. Wolf, the handoff to Zaharski. He makes a few men miss and picks up a gain of about 3 or 4.
Yeah, it looks like Caballero looked to strip the ball from him there. Zaharski hanging on to it though.
So here's Hills now, 2nd and 6 inside enemy territory. Wolf hands it off again to Zaharski. He breaks to the outside, and he is brought down, I believe, just short or at the first down marker.
Third and short now. Let's see if they stick with the run.
It's 1st and 10, actually. Got the first down. So here is Wolf now. They're going to bring Rappaport in at running back. Wolf, the handoff to Rappaport. Rappaport, reversing field, makes a man miss, and he will be brought down inside the 35-yard line. It's a pickup of about 5.
Yeah, the Patriots running backs between Rappaport and Zaharski, they're doing a great job of breaking tackles tonight, getting a lot of yards after contact.
Both teams here have had trouble fully getting players to the ground, fully completing that tackle, and as we've seen on the last carry, they've been very good at breaking tackles today.
So here is Wolf now, the handoff to Rappaport, who picks up a pretty sizable gain there. And I believe that is a first down. It is. First down for the Patriots.
Zaharski checks in for the Patriots.
Yeah, so Wayne Hill's inside the 30-yard line now. They're almost in the red zone again, almost inside of Matt May's kicking territory. Could probably kick one from here, but it's a given when inside the red zone. Here's Wolf under pressure, but he finds Zaharski, who is wrapped up after a pretty good gain of about 9 or 8.
Yeah, they've played on the ground a lot this drive, especially with the 7-point lead and converging on the red zone. Let's see if they continue to run it.
So 2nd and 3 now. Wolf is lined up in the backfield with Zaharski. D'Argenio in motion. It's Zaharski taking himself, and I believe he will get the first down. Wayne Hill's utilizing the run play here. And it is a first down for Wayne Hills, and they continue this drive.
From what I've seen from Wolf and Fitzsimmons, I know they can throw the ball. So I know the run game's been working, but I really hope to see them kind of sling it.
So here's Wolf now and Zaharski in the backfield. The handoff. Here's Zaharski reversing field. He's got a little bit of a hole. And he is brought down after a pretty medium gain there. It is a gain of about 6, I believe. So here's Hills now, deep in enemy territory, 2nd and 4. Rappaport and Wolf in the backfield. Wolf keeps it himself. It's the QB draw. And Wolf is met just past the line of scrimmage. So 3rd and about 2 or 1 now.
Yeah, 3rd and short heel. They'll likely continue to run the ball, or maybe they'll go play action and try to hit their tight end downfield.
So here's Wolf now, 3rd and short. Rappaport powers through. He's got the first down. Here's Wolf, the handoff to Rappaport. Rappaport is going to just glide into the end zone. Rappaport's second touchdown of the day, and Wayne Hills has extended this lead to 14, just under 3 minutes to go here in the third quarter.
Yeah, Rappaport's played great today. 2 touchdowns and getting a lot of yards on the ground. He's been the driving force of this offense. Now Hills is up by 2 scores as we have about 3 minutes left in the third quarter of action.
So here is May to possibly make this a 14-point lead. And he drills it. And Wayne Hills now leads 24-10, just under 3 minutes to go.
Wayne Hills now has all the momentum here, up 24-10. For them, hopefully they can keep that momentum. Nutley definitely is going to try some gutsy calls, try to have some deep shots or even some breakout runs to try to shift that momentum. So Hills definitely has to game plan for this upcoming drive on defense.
Yeah, Hills has scored 21 unanswered points since they were down 10-3 in the first half. Nutley has yet to find an answer.
So Hills will give Nutley the ball back after a great defensive series for Wayne Hills. So here is Wayne Hills now, and Matt May to kick the ball back to Nutley. Wetherington and I believe Gerardo back to receive, and the refs will whistle it dead. There is a flag down, and it is on the kicking team. I think someone left early before the kick. So now May will have to kick it from the 35 instead of the 40. Wayne Hills' special team has looked great today, but it's little mistakes like these that hopefully should not cost them. So after the penalty, May kicking from the 35. And May boots it. It's still a great kick, and he's going to back up Nutley. And Nutley bring it out, and he's got a pretty sizable run there. And Nutley is past the 30.
This is a very important drive for the Raiders here. If they don't score here, the chances of winning this game are slim to none. However, they're still in it. They need a good drive like the one they orchestrated in the first half to get them into the end zone.
So here is Nutley now trying to stay within striking distance of Wayne Hills. Here is King in at quarterback. He is going to be lined up in the backfield with his running back. And it is handed off. And Nutley is going to get a gain of about 2.
Yeah, short little run there as the clock continues to tick down on this third quarter of play.
So here's Nutley now. King in the backfield, all alone. King, play action. King rolling out, under pressure. Airs one out deep downfield, and nobody is home. And that is going to be an incomplete pass, and that will bring up a 3rd and 8 for Nutley.
Number 2 on Wayne Hills, Veray, He had a chance to intercept it, but he just wasn't looking in the right area. Unfortunate for that, but still a great incompletion.
Yeah, he had time in the pocket right there, but he throws into double coverage, and that one just hits the ground.
So 3rd and long for Nutley. It's going to be interesting to see what they do against Wayne Hills. They will definitely have to pass here. Here is King in the backfield. Rotbaum lined up next to him. King back to pass. King is going to air one out deep downfield, and Van Hook isn't going to get there for the interception. And Nutley is going to have to punt this one away and give the ball back to Wayne Hills with just under 2 minutes to play here in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, it's late in this one. He's throwing a lot of deep passes, but there's nothing open downfield, and they end up having to punt it away to the Patriots, who will happily take the 3 and out.
So here is Nutley to punt away, and Zaharsky and Van Hook back to receive the punt. The last time Nutley punted away, it bounced off the top of Zaharsky's head and was almost a turnover, but it's a little bit of a knuckleball on the punt, and doesn't go very far. It's going to be out at around the 40-yard line, and great field position for the start of the drive for Wayne Hills.
Yeah, might have just hit the right side of his foot there.
Deep passing for Nutley today has been very scratchy. They haven't really been able to hit their marks when throwing deep, but they have been working on the run game. For them, I think on their next offensive series, we're probably going to see a lot of running plays after 2 unsuccessful deep shots in the last drive.
All right, so Fitzsimmons takes the field with Zaharsky. Jones is in at receiver, and Zaharsky will have the ball handed to him, and he will reverse field, makes a man miss, and he turns what could have been a 2nd and long, and there is a little bit of extracurricular activities here between Carter Jones and someone else on Nutley, and there is a flag thrown, and it may be against Wayne Hills.
Yeah, there was definitely a late-ish hit by Nutley right there, but both teams rushing to defend their players. Zaharsky was able to make a man miss on that play.
So a flag was thrown. The refs are a little confused on what the call is, I think.
Whichever team it's against is gonna have an unlucky break here, and the team that it's not against gets a free 15.
So it is against Wayne Hills, which is interesting because it looked like there was pushing and shoving on both sides. So not really sure what the refs saw or heard down there, but it definitely gave them a reason to back them up. And I think it may be a 15-yard penalty for Wayne Hills, or I think it's a 15-yard penalty for Wayne Hills right there.
Good to see that the teammates have each other's backs here, but I mean, you can't do that. You can't get in a scuffle like that.
It's a drive killer right there, but both teams just trying to defend their players, defend their glory. Wayne Hills saw something they didn't like, so they said something about it.
So a minute and a half here to go in the 3rd quarter. Fitzsimmons in the backfield with Zaharsky. And the handoff to Zaharsky, and Zaharsky's going to make up ground and bring it to about 2nd and 10, right where Wayne Hills left off. Clock is running here in the 3rd quarter. Yeah, so that penalty really backed up Wayne Hills. Again, it looked like there was pushing and shoving on both sides, but the refs thought it was against Wayne Hills, so that's the call the refs made. And the refs are going to whistle the play dead before they can even snap the ball. The refs are talking to Demikoff on the sideline, and Fitzsimmons is talking to a ref. It should be 2nd down for Wayne Hills, but it says 3rd down on the field.
Unless if the penalty was after the play, then it might be third down.
Yeah, I think you might be right, Brandon. I think that's the case the refs are trying to make here, is that the penalty was after the play, so the refs are actually going to make it third down here. Refs keeping it interesting for Nutley here. Here's Fitzsimmons in the backfield. He's going to check down to Verret. Verret is going to boost upfield. He's got a first down and a little more. Wayne Hills gets the first down despite the penalty and a 3rd and long. How about that?
Yeah, that was 3rd and long right there. But the crowd in the sideline awakens after a huge play by Verret. And now they've got a first down past midfield.
If there was any dispute there on what down it was, that killed all dispute of it. Just get that first down. You don't have to worry about if it was 2nd or 3rd down.
So here's Hills now. 1st and 10. That's Van Hook with the catch, and he is going to get, I believe, another first down and a little more.
Yeah, Braden Verret throwing a great block on the left side right there, able to get him some more yards.
Here's Hills driving now with 30 seconds here to go in the 3rd quarter.
First and 10, Wayne Hills at the 33.
So here's Fitzsimmons now. Fitzsimmons is going to hand it off to Zaharski, who's going to spin out of a tackle. He's advancing field, and he slides down after a pretty big gain for Wayne Hills.
Yeah, that was a great play right there by Zaharski, able to spin out of the tackle and get a few extra yards as the clock is ticking down on this 3rd quarter, and it looks like they're just going to bring it onto the 4th.
So that is going to do it for the 3rd quarter. Wayne Hills, a huge start in this 3rd quarter, has given them a 14-point lead. And now Wayne Hills in enemy territory to start the 4th quarter. Brandon, what did you see in that 3rd quarter from Wayne Hills?
I think they came out of halftime with a renewed energy. Obviously the 2 touchdowns scoring, allowing them to get a 14-point lead, but especially the defense has completely locked them down. Nutley's offense has not gotten anywhere in those last 2 drives, and it's going to be really, really difficult for Nutley to come back, especially with Wayne Hills all the way deep in their territory.
All right, Owen, what did you see in that 3rd quarter from Wayne Hills?
I mean, you can already feel the energy all the way back in these stands. These players are pumped. They want to continue this undefeated season. They want to keep pushing, and they have so far in this 2nd half really proved why they are undefeated this season.
All right, so 2nd and 6 for Wayne Hills. It's Fitzsimmons back on the field. Rappaport checks in at running back. And Wayne Hills inside the 30-yard line, trying to get into striking distance and possibly make this a 3-possession game for Nutley. So here's Rappaport bounce to the outside, dances out of a tackle. He is advancing field, and he is brought down after a pretty big gain. And it's going to be a first down for Wayne Hills inside the red zone now.
Yeah, Rappaport has had a great game on the ground today. Bounced off of tackles, defenders struggling to bring him down. He's already got 2 touchdowns, and I'd bet you he's threatening for a 3rd.
So here's Fitzsimmons handing off to Rappaport. Rappaport dancing in and out of tackles, and he picks up another great gain after contact.
Yeah, Rappaport again getting some yardage. He's bringing Wayne Hills closer and closer to Pater.
So 1st and goal for Wayne Hills. Rappaport in the backfield with Fitzsimmons. St. Paul on the outside, Verret on the outside to the right. And there is Rappaport, who's met at the line of scrimmage. And he's going to pick up about nothing, I believe. So it's going to bring up 2nd and goal from the 8 or 9.
Yeah, they were able to stuff Rappaport on that one. Defensive line getting quickly to the run.
So here is Hills now. after a great long drive from them and 2 great defensive stops in the third quarter. Wayne Hills is knocking on the door, potentially to make this a 3-possession game. Fitzsimmons, the handoff to Rappaport. Rappaport barreling through, but I believe he's brought down behind the line of scrimmage, so it's going to be a 3rd and goal, but a long distance to go from the end zone.
Yeah, so now it's interesting for Wayne Hills if they're going to continue to run and just set up the safe points, or if they're going to try to throw it and go for 6. A reminder, Fitzsimmons with the earlier red zone interception.
So just inside 10 minutes to go here in the fourth quarter, excuse me. Here is Fitzsimmons back to pass, rolling out, and it is a little bit overthrown to Zaharski. But Wayne Hills is in great scoring position for a field goal to potentially make this a 27-10 game.
Yeah, 27-10 is a humongous lead for Wayne Hills. Nutley's offense has got to have a couple tricks up their sleeve if they want to come back from this deficit here today.
And so here is May, and it's going to be about a 30-yarder, and May nails it. 25-yarder, excuse me.
That one was over the buses.
So 9.5 minutes here to go in the fourth quarter. Wayne Hills leading by 3 scores.
Yeah, the Patriots in the second half have looked like a completely different team from the first. They had a solid first half, no doubt, but this team in the second half has been unstoppable on offense, and they have not let anything slide on defense.
So Nutley's offense will get the ball back, and they have a very steep mountain to climb here in the fourth quarter. 9 minutes to score 3 times. They need 2 touchdowns and a field goal to tie, or 3 touchdowns to take a lead here. But they just really got to focus on getting 1 here, as Wayne Hills special teams, led by Matt May, is here to kick the ball off. Penalty last time on the kickoff, but I believe they should be better this time. So here is May, and he boots it away, and it is back, and Nutley will take it out from deep in their own end, and he is brought forward by his own teammate, and he's going to be down past the 25-yard line at the 27.
Yeah, this is Nutley's really last chance to score. If they don't score here, it's wraps. It already would take a miracle to win this one.
So here is the Wayne Hills defense. I believe Brady King is going to be in at quarterback. Yeah, the Nutley Raiders are going to need some pass plays here to make us some ground. So they're going to go with Brady King. So here's King back to pass, and he is under pressure. He rolls out, and he reverses field, and he is just going to throw it way out of bounds.
Yeah, the Wayne Hills pass rush has been one of the best parts of their as there's a flag down, but the Wayne Hills pass rush has been one of the best parts of their defense today. They've made King run in the backfield almost every single drop back.
So I believe that is going to be on Nutley. I think it may be an intentional grounding, maybe? It's hard to say. So Nutley will be backed up. So it's going to be, they're going to be backed up quite a bit here. Yeah, it was grounding, so they're going, or it wasn't grounding. They're not changing the down. A little confused on the call there. So first and forever for Nutley here. Wayne Hill's a huge opportunity to put the nail in the coffin. Brady King rolling out play action. He's got nowhere to go. He's brought down by Sean George. Sean George with the sack.
Sean George setting him to the ground. He has a meeting with the ground, and he just hit it. And Sean George gets his second or third sack of the day, as he has been dominant on the line tonight.
So now Nutley is backed up to their own 6 or 5. And I think they may have a 2nd and 30 now.
They don't have much of a choice but continuing to throw it.
So Wayne Hill's defense trying to put the last nail in the coffin. King, and he's hit as the ball comes out. It's a fumble, and it's brought back into the end zone, but there is a flag on the play.
A lot to unpack here.
So a flag on the play. King was hit as the ball came out. They're saying it was a fumble. The refs conversing with each other, and I believe it's not a safety. So
I think it's a legal man downfield.
I think you're right. So that is really going to back Nutley up. They have a little bit of ground to make up here. They're going to be backed up, I think, to their own 2 or 1.
Yeah, they'll be sent back half the distance to the goal.
The wide receiver on that play tried to bat the ball away from the defender. He did successfully do that. Almost a safety, but it did seem to roll out right at the 1-yard line.
So here's Hill's defense now. A potential safety on the line here. So it may be like 2nd and 35 now. Or 2nd and miles.
The first down line's in another county, Michael.
It might be back home in Wayne Hills. Here are the Raiders now from their own 3. Wayne Hills is just showing no mercy on this drive. Here's King in the backfield with Rotbaum. And interesting, King's gonna pass here. King rolls out and he's gonna fire one way deep downfield. And the pass is broken up by Braden Veray, and Vasily Vasilopoulos was in the area. What a great play by both backs. And it's gonna bring up a 4th and 30 or 35, 4th and forever.
Yeah, they're just gonna stand with the punt team here, losing big, essentially waving the white flag.
So interesting here, we have 8 minutes to go, and Nutley is backed up way deep in their own end. This could be a potential punt block here if Nutley isn't careful.
A score for Wayne Hills is essentially game if they do get another one here.
I mean, anything is possible, but it's looking to be a small chance that the Raiders will at least make this competitive. And the punt is up, and it's veering to the sideline. There is Van Hook picking it up, and he gets to the sideline and turns about a 35-yard punt into about a 15-yard gain. So now Wayne Hills will have it at about the 25-yard line.
Yeah, not a bad punt by Brian Dolahan, the punter, but not much he could do. Back so far up in his own territory, he was almost out of his own end zone.
So here come the Patriots, led by James Wolfe now on this drive, and Ethan Zaharski in the backfield. St. Paul lined up on the outside, and Van Hook is in the slot. There is DiArgenio in motion, and the handoff to Zaharski, and Zaharski gets a huge gain, breaks the outside and breaks a tackle, and he's going to be brought in 1st and goal he shoved the man off. I thought he was going to dance into the end zone, but he steps out of bounds at around the 5 or 4 yard line.
Yeah, Zaharski bouncing around like a Beyblade right there. He hasn't scored yet in this one, but he's getting close with about 4 yards to go to the goal.
Nutley just cannot tackle the running backs for Hills today. It's been a serious problem.
Yeah, so here's Hills now. A potential just clobbering here in the second half. And there is Zaharski, dances into the end zone. Touchdown, Wayne Hills, extending the lead to 23, potentially 24 if May makes the extra point.
Yeah, Zaharski, first touchdown in this one, and he's worked hard for it. He's gotten a lot of yards in this one, and finally brings it home.
Yeah, it was interesting in the first half. You know, Nutley's defense did a great job, and their offense was essentially going band for band with Wayne Hills. But they're not going nuts anymore.
Last week, the story of the game was the quarterback committees of James Wolfe and Mike Fitzsimmons. And while they both played very well in this one, this time the story is between the running back committee of Evan Rappaport and Ethan Zaharski.
So May will drill the extra point and make this now a 4-possession game for Nutley with just under 8 minutes to go. Well, it would be a 3-possession game if they go for 2 on every drive.
It'd be tricky, though.
It would be tricky. It's a 4-possession game in my eyes. And actually, it's more like a unwinnable game in my eyes.
I don't blame you, Michael.
Yeah, so Wayne Hills has just put the hammer down on Nutley here in the second half.
Yeah, Wayne Hills just having a great game thus far. The Raiders have no response. They've now scored 31 unanswered.
Yeah, huge momentum shift for Hills. And another high-scoring offensive performance for them. They scored, I believe, 45 against West Essex, and now they have 34 points here in this one with 8 minutes to go in the game. So Meg's going to kick it off, and it is deep in the end zone. And Wayne Hills will have the ball at the 20. Nutley will have the ball at the 20. Wayne Hills will be defending.
Yeah, Wayne Hills getting Nutley way back on their own side of the field last drive. They're going to try to replicate this one on here. It looks like Henry Varte is subbing into the game.
So interesting here. If what Brandon says is true, no, it's still Brady.
I'm sorry,
King.
I didn't see King in the huddle right there. My mistake.
That's all right. Nutley is not waving the white flag just yet. Here is King. Back to pass, airs one out downfield, and it hits the hands of his receiver, of Henry, now Varte. Interesting name. And he drops the pass, and now it is 2nd and 10.
Yeah, hit him in the hand right there, but great coverage by Vare. He made it very difficult for the receiver to get his hands on that.
All right, so here's Nutley now. King in the backfield with Rotbaum. Motion. And King will drop back. Under pressure, dancing a little bit in the pocket. He's going to try and run for it himself, but he's eventually bottled up. And it's going to be about a 3rd and 8 here for Nutley. They need this first down.
Yeah, King can run, but this Wayne Hill's pass rush will not let anything get in their way today, especially Sean George. He gets in there for another big tackle.
Yeah, great job by George there. He has been all over King in the pocket and just all over the field, making many great plays. He was the one who jumped on the fumble at the very beginning of the game. He's had himself a day. Shout out Sean. So here's King in the backfield with Rotbaum and a motion. So King's gonna roll out, a little bit of a play action, dancing in the pocket. He airs one out way downfield, and that is great coverage made by Veray. And it's gonna be incomplete and bring up a 4th and 8. I would not be surprised if Nutley decides to go for it here.
Yeah.
I don't think they will. I think they're just gonna punt it away and just give Wayne Hills an opportunity for more points.
Yeah, I think the refs might have missed some holding on Nutley there in the backfield, but nevertheless brings up 4th down for the Raiders.
The game seems almost sealed here. Nutley really no motivation to keep going, just punting it away.
So Van Hook and and the punt, the long snapper actually kicked the wow. Just a lot to unpack there on that play, but the punter does get the punt off. The long snapper actually snapped the ball way over the punter's head. Was almost a safety. It may have been about a foot from the back of the end zone. Wow, so everything that's gone wrong for Nutley in this game is basically everything. Everything has gone wrong for Nutley. Defense, offense, and special teams. I mean, it's just been a rough showing for Nutley against Hills.
I will say on the last play, that was impressive by Dolahan. He looked like it was a surefire safety. He was able to recover and get a pretty decent punt off all the way to midfield from the back of his own end zone.
But that was certainly a great play by the Raiders punter. And here is Fitzsimmons now. So 6 minutes to go here in the game. Fitzsimmons in the backfield with, I believe, Saharski. Fitzsimmons signaling to the sideline and then going back to the shotgun. So here's Hills now with Fitzsimmons in the shotgun. Fitzsimmons hands it off to Zaharski, and Zaharski is going to get a gain of about 1 or 2. Not much there.
Yeah, I think Hills might just let the clock run down a little bit here. I mean, there's really, as we appear to have, I'm sorry. I thought there was some sort of penalty. It appears not. But I think they're just going to run the clock down here. Under 6 minutes to go. A big lead. There's no need to try to force anything wild.
Yeah, I agree with that one. No need to pour salt in the wound here.
Yeah, so here is Fitzsimmons and Zaharski in the backfield. And Zaharski's going to break to the outside, and he's going to make a stiff arm and get a first down before being brought down and pushed out of bounds after getting a first down.
Yeah, Zaharski is not done here. Another gain of 15 to 20 yards.
So last week at West Essex, Zaharski had 4 touchdowns, and today I believe he's had 1, but that doesn't take away from his impact on the field. Obviously with his 1 touchdown, he has made great plays downfield, receiving and on the ground. Just a great running back they have in Zaharski. But now here's Rappaport, who's had himself quite the day, and he's gonna pick up about 5.
Yeah, Zaharski's numbers might be a bit less, but I think that's less about the game he's had and more about the incredible game Evan Rappaport's had. He's been dominant on the ground today.
So at West Essex last week, Wayne Hills won in overtime. It was certainly an exciting game to call. This one, a lot of points scored for Wayne Hills again, but a little bit more of a relaxing game for them towards the end. Not like last week.
Looks like Chris Battaglia, the fullback, lined up as a power run.
So the power run, he's going to gain a little extra there, and that's going to be a first down for Wayne Hills. So here is Fitzsimmons in the backfield.
Seems like he's running the clock a little here.
Yeah, he's letting this clock run quite a bit. And a great run by number 22 for Wayne Hills. So this clock continues to run. We are under the 3.5-minute mark here in the fourth quarter. Wayne Hills continuing to drive. It is second and about 4.
Yeah, Nutley has just not been able to stop this Wayne Hills offense in this half.
So a timeout used by, I believe, Nutley. And I think they're going to make some substitutions, give some reps to guys who don't usually play. And I think Wayne Hills will do the same.
Yeah, I'm interested to see who they send in right here. Looks like Fitzsimmons is still in the huddle.
That's quite the game Wayne Hills has had. And it is looking most definitely they will advance to 3-0 and continue their undefeated season.
Not only has it been a great game for them, but it's been a great season so far, especially on offense. High scoring every single time. The offense has been impressive this year for sure.
Yeah, Wayne Hills' offense has been merciless here. So Fitzsimmons is going to stay in the huddle. 3 minutes to go here in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, this is the lowest scoring game, and they've scored 34 points today. That says something about this will of this offense.
Yeah, it really says a lot about Wayne Hills as a team this year. As Fitzsimmons in the backfield is going to hand it off again. And that's going to bring up a 3rd and about 5.
It's 2.5 minutes to go now.
So the clock continues to run. And Wayne Hills, 3rd and about 6, I believe. So Fitzsimmons will hand it off again, and that run will go virtually nowhere. It's going to bring up a 4th down. And I believe the field goal unit may come onto the field here. I am wrong. Wayne Hills' offense, I believe, is staying on the field.
Yeah, might as well keep the offense out at this point. Let some guys get some more reps as the clock ticks down on a Wayne Hills victory.
So here is Fitzsimmons in the backfield. 1.5 minutes to go in the game. Fitzsimmons is going to hand it off again. And that is a power run by number 22 in white.
They'll give him the first.
So they're going to give him the first, so it's going to be first and goal. A minute 14 to go here in the game. Even the fire department doesn't want to watch this one end.
Wayne Hill's looking to get one final score at the end of this one.
And here is Fitzsimmons. He's going to drop back to pass. I'm joking, he's taking a knee. And that should wrap it up. Wayne Hills, a huge win on the road versus Nutley, and they will advance to 3-0. Brandon, what did you see in this one from Hills?
They played nearly impeccable in the second half. Their offense is firing on cylinders. The pass rush was in the backfield almost every play. Nutley had no answer to Wayne Hills. On offense, Evan Rapport had an incredible game, scoring 2 touchdowns. David Van Hook making a great touchdown catch in the back of the end zone. On defense, Sean George making a couple of great sacks and tackles for loss. Owen, what do you think?
In my opinion, obviously we spoke about the fire department leaving, but the real fire was on this field tonight. The whole Wayne Hills roster was working together, the scheme, they were all in their zone. It was just a great game by the whole team.
Well, that about wraps it up as the Patriots with a huge win to Nutley. On behalf of the whole crew, have a pleasant evening.